Yo, what's going on, guys? It's gmeiners here, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm low-key getting bored as hell always playing on Void 3.0, which is why in today's video we are going over a super fun solar build to run on Titans. This is going to be more of a general play and fun to mess around with type build in things like raids, strikes, and other activities. That being said, GMs did just come out, so if you are looking for some endgame content builds, when I get the time to clear each GM and try out some different builds there myself, I will definitely be posting those. So if you do want to see those when they come out, make sure you're subbed with Nades on so that you don't miss out. The build we have today revolves around the exotic gauntlets Ashen Wake, and with everything put together, we are going to have infinite fusion nades, which means for the most part, all you need to do is press space and then one button. With Ashen Wakes, if you don't know, these turn your fusion grenades into essentially impact grenades that detonate as soon as they touch anything. These also have built-in fastball, and you get grenade energy back on kill, so with just these alone, something like 4 or 5 enemies in a group will instantly return your grenade. Having that many enemies grouped up isn't going to be that easy though, so we are going to be running this build on bottom tree hammers. Any grenade kills we get will spawn sunspots, and then if we run into these sunspots, we are going to get the Sun Warrior buff, which lasts 5 seconds and gives us insane recharge rates on our melee and our grenade. Since sunspots last a little while themselves, you can also double dip to reset this buff, so it's not just going to be only 5 seconds of regen. At this point, even if you throw your grenade at a single enemy and get the bare minimum energy back, you can chill in the sunspot for a few seconds and you will always have a grenade up. Obviously, if we're sitting around though, the build is going to be very boring, so we're going to be using a few extra mods that give our grenade back whether we get 1 kill or 20. We're going to be using the mod Explosive Wellmaker so that we can spawn elemental wells on every kill that counts as explosive damage. This is going to work for our nades and the Dead Messenger exotic grenade launcher, which we will also be using with this build. The mod Elemental Ordnance is also going to allow us to spawn elemental wells on just our grenade kills. The reason we have 2 mods to gen wells is so that we get them more consistently, or just spawn 2 at once. Well of Ordnance is going to allow each solar elemental well we grab to give us increased grenade energy, so we're getting our grenade back more consistently. Our 4th mod is Elemental Charge, which will also charge us with light each time we grab one of these elemental wells. And then lastly, we are using 1 copy of Firepower for some extra grenade energy each time we throw our nade while charged with light. I am also using Grenade Kickstart with this build, but honestly, you don't really need it, so if you wanted to take this build into something like Lost Sectors, you could easily throw on some champion mods on your gauntlets instead. So as I mentioned, I also made this build because I wanted to have something to use the Dead Messenger with. This wave frame is absolutely amazing for ad clear. The only thing that holds it back, in my opinion, is the main perk, which just switches elements, and then also the fact that it doesn't come with an intrinsic champion mod. But even with these things holding it back, this thing covers an insane area on the ground with each shot. If you really want to see just how awesome this thing is, I will link my 3-man flawless run in the description below. We all use this for the acquisition encounter or the first encounter, and you would literally ad clear an entire wave with just 1 or 2 shots. So it's pretty crazy. I wanted to use it in a build, but you can choose to use whatever you want. So if you end up throwing on weapons that work in GMs, I think this build could actually work pretty well. It isn't going to be one-shotting champions or bosses, but the ad clear will still be insane. And if you decide to keep on Dead Messenger, that will always be great for match game. There's only so many viable options for builds in endgame content, especially with the current meta in Destiny. So if you like these type of builds that are just more fun, let me know. As always, have a good one, guys. Peace.